Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That Too.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Jimmy Butler took over and scored 10 of the last 16 points, but again, gave yourself a chance.
We played hard, but we just offensively just could never really get anything going. We did pretty well against their second unit. I thought our second unit against their second unit scored, got us back in the game, and then when Eric went back to his main guys, we just couldn't get anything done to finish it out.
Yeah, you led my next question, Coach. You had to be pleased with the second guys coming in. They don't play a whole lot together, and they were able to get it done with Nikhil and Nico Jackson.
Yeah.
It really gave you a spark.
I thought our second unit outplayed their second unit, so that's what got us a chance to get back in the game. I thought especially in the second half, they played really, really well. We just didn't play well enough against their, against the Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, their closing lineup we struggled with. Went back with our veterans against their veterans, and plus the young guys had been out there a while. We thought they were a little tired, and it just didn't work out for us.
Stan, with the outside shooting in this game, did you think you guys got quality shots, or is it more a matter of the types of shots you generate?
A little of both, but we certainly had, I would say that, Christian, we had shots that were far above 25% quality. Did I think like every shot we got was good? No, we certainly had some tough ones. I thought when we moved the ball and played inside out, I thought, the majority of our threes were pretty good looks that we didn't make. I thought we forced some shots, particularly early in the game in the paint, forced some shots and forced some plays in the paint. But I thought after that we moved the ball pretty well and we had some decent looks. But I'll watch it on the film and see more.
Yeah, you mentioned the second unit. Just what did you think about the minutes Nikhil and Kyra played together? What did you think just when that backcourt was out there?
Yeah, second half was good, and Kyra was, one of the few guys who actually shot the ball well, though he only was 1 for 4 from 3, but he made some shots. I thought Nikhil played well. He just, he took a lot of tough shots in the paint. I thought he adjusted well in the second half and made some plays, but, our... he was 4 for 14, and, guys played well and we had trouble getting the ball in the basket.
Yeah, and just taking a big picture look, just where do you see the guys are right now, halfway through the season, we're at the halfway mark? Just how did you assess what the team has done up to this point?
Well, I've always been, I've always been a pretty big believer that, you can look at the objective data and know where you are. You can see where you are in the standings, and you can see where your numbers are and everything else. So tonight, notwithstanding, I think we've played very good offense. I think probably exceeded expectations on the offensive end of the floor.
Come to snipe at the defense.
I don't think we've been close to what we need to be defensively to have a chance to get to where we want to go as a team. Tonight, defensively, we were better. Our guys competed hard,
What? Compliment?
But on a consistent basis, we haven't defended. We talk about it every night, so there's no real different story. For the first 36 games, good offense and bad defense. That's where we are.
All right. Well, I knew it was coming sooner or later. Sure as the sun rises and sets, Stan Van Gundy was going to take a shot at the defense. Bad defense, good offense. And I'd like to welcome all the flock to the show tonight. For all things Pelicans, you tune into the Pelican post-game report. I'm Big Q chiming in on this edition of the Pelican post-game report. Chiming in on the Zionless Pelicans cooked by the Heat. It's not a good dig, but sometimes you got to make fun of things, man. The Pelicans, man, another loss in just that fast after a big win against Utah. They dropped 2 in a row just that fast. It happened fast, didn't it? So we're going to bring in my co-host DC to the show. How you doing tonight, DC? How you doing?
Man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired and I'm hot from all that goddamn heat.
Well, you was denied bull meat. Now they're taking the heat away from you. So you sit up there. I don't know what's going. You might have to eat fruit for dinner or something, bro.
Oh, they ain't take the heat away. They took away the damn AC. It was hot as hell in there, man. Then I had to deal with Kenny and his non-commentating ass talking about the Pelicans, a bunch of stuff he don't know nothing about. It's horrible.
Well, listen, let me say this, bro. Before we get going, let me ask this question, man. I seen the starting lineup in this game against this team. Would it been problematic, perhaps, would be, to start?
I know where you going.
Right. I mean, could it? Well, I mean, it's just really weird that kind of favors something Elvin Gentry was going to do.
As Kelly Olynyk proceeded to lead the team in points at halftime.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Bro, I mean, listen, listen, I'm just asking, what does a lineup look, DC? Okay, Zion was out. Zion was dealing with some issues, injury-wise. What was it, an ankle, I think it was? What was it? Let me see here. I forgot what it was that he was out on.
His little bitty itty teeny weeny fifth toe.
But it'll be fine when All-Star game comes, so he can tear the rim down on the dunk contest.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was a call. Straight. That was a call from up top, man. The Zion ain't hurting that bad. They, go ahead and take your break, because we're gonna want you to play in these 2 games this weekend. Pelicans done already played in about 6 games in 5 days or something. So they had to rest them for the All-Star festivities.
Right, but this is
NBA say you better sit him down.
Right. This is the thing. In starting lineup, DC, what would it have looked like, of course, to have Steven Adams out there? Would have been better to perhaps put Willie Hernan Gomez in the starting lineup, have 2 bigs there? I mean, how would that have looked? I'm just looking for stuff right here because I want to, to me, man, Willie Hernan Gomez is playing so well. He has an offensive skill set as well. Instead of just benching him, and you see Jackson Hayes is turning it up. I wish we can incorporate all these guys, because one guy gets hot, you turn the valve on the other guy who was hot, and one guy gets hot, and another guy, sit him down, put this guy in there. I just, is any kind of way that we could have moved Willie Hernan Gomez in the starting lineup without Zion. What do you thought about that mix if that would have happened?
Well, I think you don't understand how basketball work and the rosters, man. Apparently, we only have 10 people on this team.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know how you think we go play Willie Herman Gomez and Steven Adams because
Probably
we
would have
only have 10 players.
right. We'd have broke
So
the universe
you
if
can
we'd have
only
done
have
that.
9 of them activated.
Right.
You can only have 9 players activated on game day.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is.
Okay.
So that's how that went. But joking aside, I think that might have been something to look at. But to be honest, man, I can't be standing up too much because when you look at they starting lineup, they started a power forward. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make a decision if you're gonna out big them or you're gonna try to play small ball. And we chose small ball. And Kelly Olynyk was basically their center.
Yep.
Even though a lot of times we had Josh Hart chasing them and all type of craziness with our defensive scheme where we do all of that switching and helping, and you know how that worked and ain't quite working out yet.
Nope.
But Kelly Olynyk shouldn't have got 18 points on us. So whatever we
and
had
10
to do
rebounds and
to
7
prevent
assists. Yeah, he almost had a triple double.
Yeah. I was starting to think Mason Plumlee was just that good, but then Kelly Olynyk showed up, and I was like, it's us.
My goodness, these old backup ass, silver trash can ass backup big tall guys always seem to make the Pelicans look bad. He made this guy almost had a triple double.
If you got Willie Herman Gomez and Steven Adams, who's gonna guard who? Because obviously they couldn't guard Kelly Olynyk. Jimmy Buckets always kills us, and he basically just put his foot on our neck in the game.
My thought is this: you match them how you see fit. They did do what they did, but we chose to go small to match their smallness. But I'm saying, they
chose to
right.
Go small.
They went small.
We tried to
also
go with them.
Right, and instead of dictating the match, I'm saying Willie Hernan Gomez is just not a statue. He's he's an active 7-foot guy that's active around the basket. He makes the passes. He's active defensively. He's a lot better than what's advertised. And we would have had basically 2 7-footers in there, and then BI would have slid down to his natural 3 position against Jimmy Butler, and of course you would have had Lonzo playing there. And then you'd had I know you'd put Chief Bleeding So in there as well. So, but that would have kept Josh Hart.
Let me show you the problem with that, though.
But hold on. This would have kept Josh Hart on the bench where he belongs, so he can help out with the bench production as well. So just tell me your thoughts on that, and then we'll get further into the breakdown.
I don't think it works because
what you had ain't worked tonight. Do something
the reason
different.
A guy like Jackson Hayes, it'd have definitely been we would have been able to have more offense. I agree with that. It would have helped our offense in that first unit. But the reason that Jackson Hayes is getting minutes now, and Millie got 23 damn minutes tonight, and man, I was like, God damn, Millie, are you just gonna miss every shot? You're gonna miss every shot, bro. I know you're cold or whatever.
Man, don't have
you're gonna miss every shot. We gotta deal with this every time you play. You just miss every shot.
He has no confidence.
Gotta hit some of them.
No confidence.
But he took them. He took five shots and he didn't make none. But who's gonna guard who? I'm back on that because what they're gonna do, they're gonna put us in that pick and roll, Q. And that's why Willie Herman Gomez and Steven Adams, been having problems with the communication and the spacing with the guards when they run the pick and roll. Jimmy Butler was running the pick and roll with Kelly Olynyk. They was doing backdoor screens and everything, getting open layups and all of this. I don't think it changes the outcome. Maybe we would have scored some more points. Maybe the offense would have looked a little more fluid in the beginning. But ultimately, I don't think it changes the outcome. Well, what I would have liked to see, just from watching the game, I wish Kiara Lewis would have been able to stay out there longer because what I saw from him was very positive. And I don't, them 17 minutes, he should have got 23, 25 or something. He was the best guy we had on the bench, in my opinion, at least offensively. Defensively, he's a little smaller. He's going to give you a lot of hustle, keep up with everybody, but just small, man. But offensively, him out there with some of them guys in that first unit, for an extended period of time, I think things might have looked a little different. That's the only thing I can really complain about. J.J. Redick was hurt, so he ain't going to get no minutes. Zion hurt. Willie Herman Gomez maybe should have got some minutes at some point, but when you Gabriel, obviously ain't They sent them to the G League. I thought when you send somebody out, that means you add a player, but obviously I didn't know how the rosters work either, Big Q, and I got the new update. That's why I told you about the 10-man roster, and we only play 9 guys. All them other people is just names.
Yeah, we'd have broke the universe if we'd have played outside of it. We created a massive vortex that would have sucked everybody in, and we'd have destroyed everything. It would have been inverted everything. But anyway, in this one, family, the Pelicans, once again, they dropped 2 in a row now, just that fast. It happens fast. And of course, you heard the rest of those guys talking about the fact that the Pelicans are playing a lot of games. And, of course, they get a massive break coming up now with the All-Star game coming up on the horizon.
They need it, man.
And they don't return play until the 11th, which is, I think that's next Thursday, when the Pelicans will then again lace them up to play. So there'll be no preview in this one. We'll just recap the game and go on like that. So let's get into the statistical aspect of the game in this one. And I'm really surprised that the Pelicans, you look at the numbers, man.
I don't know why.
Well, I mean,
Zion wasn't there tonight. I don't know what you surprised about.
Well, I'm surprised that, we didn't get a little bit more than what we got. There was an opportunity for Stan to kind of dig in that bench a little bit, kind of show some different looks, just, you about to hit the All-Star break, show some different looks here. Now, I appreciate
He did.
NAW and KLJ getting an opportunity to play in the game. Come on, DC, stop. I know you paid your retainer to protect him. But
it was a day late and a dollar short as usual, but I mean, he did do something different. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, he had a lineup out there where he had Nicolo Millie.
Oh my goodness,
Jackson
cut
Hayes,
it out. Let's get to the. You said
NAW, Kiera, and Josh Hart. That was the bench lineup, and you saying, oh my God, but when you really think about it and you look at the game, man, that bench unit actually played good. They outplayed the Heat bench unit. We lost this game because our starting lineup. And we look like trash, man. And BI only took 12 shots with no Zion. I don't know what the hell was going on in his mind. The one day I would have been happy for him to jack up shots. He just decided, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he definitely needed to be more aggressive.
Yeah. We'll see, man, because he was definitely supposed to attack it.
It was doubling him though.
Well, I mean, he was all he had offensively speaking, so they know they was trying to force the Pelicans to beat him using somebody else, and nobody else stepped up to the plate to make that happen. Let's look at the statistics.
No problem jacking shots up against double teams.
No, but he got an agreement to only do that when Zion present. So we're gonna go into let's go into the statistics right now. 33 of 83 for the Pelicans. Pelicans had 10 more attempts in this game, DC, than the Miami Heat did, which is 36 out of 73, but they finished 10 percentage points, almost 10 percentage points better than the Pelicans, shooting 49.3 from the field. Pelicans under 40% tonight from the field. Pelicans, however, jacked up 43 goddamn three-point attempts, only converting 11 of them. That is absolutely astronomically screwed for them to shoot that many attempts. They had 43 attempts from downtown. That is ridiculous.
Well, when you're behind in the game, that's the only way you can come back is by shooting three-pointers.
But,
you ain't know that?
yeah, but you got to hit them, DC. If they're not falling, it's a flawed strategy. 11 of 43 for 25.6% from downtown. The Heat were, a little bit better, 10 of 30 with their percentage anyway, 33.3. Charity stripe, the Heat went to the line 25 times, converted 84%. That's right around where I would like the Pelicans to shoot as a team, around an 85%, 80 to 79 to 84% mark. 16 of 20 for the Pelicans for 80%, respectable. The Pelicans did out rebound the Heat 44 to 40 with 15 offensive rebounds. One of the top offensive rebounding teams in the league is the Pelicans last year. That's not so much. So that's a big stat. 28 to 27 on the ascents.
We number one this year.
Right, 28 of 27. That's big, man. That gets lost a lot, but that offensive rebound total, we were like trash last year with that statistic. But this year it feels good to be there, and that's Steven Adams and Zion Williamson busting them numbers. 28 of 27, 28 assists for the Pelicans, 27 for the Heat. 7 steals, 5 to the 5 by the Pelicans, advantage Heat. 3 to 2 on the blocks, advantage Pelicans. 15 turnovers tonight by the Pelicans. 25 points off of turnovers, 11 by the Heat. 15 points off of turnovers. Fast break points, 8 to 6 advantage Heat. 44 points in the paint versus 40 by the Pelicans. And of course, you see the largest lead the Heat had was 17 at one time. Pelicans only were up by as much as 2. Of course, if Zion Williamson plays in this game, good. The odds are, without Bam Adebayo, the Pelicans beat the Miami Heat. But sometimes you're going to have to play without your people. Right. Sometimes you're going to have to play without your top people. The Pelicans could not make that adjustment tonight. They could not, come up with enough pointage to be able to come away with this win. DC, you see the statistics. What strikes you according to the team stats here?
43. 43. It's like it's jumping out at me, though. 43
attempts from downtown is ridiculous. Bro.
I look at all the numbers and I only see one. 43.
Outright,
I don't know what the hell
outright
was
ridiculousness.
on their mind, bro. I seen Kiera jacking him up. Lonzo probably only hit 1 3. He just kept shooting. Which I he's the one guy I'd be like, all right, well, the dude was shooting 50% at one time. If he opened, let him take him.
Yeah, he couldn't hit him tonight.
I did see him driving a lot, but I saw Josh Hart jacking him up again. I was like, I wish he would have drove more, but he did. He got in the lane and did some things too. So
man played 40+ minutes tonight, DC.
But,
Josh Hart played 40+ minutes tonight.
Of course. Come on, man. That's our backup power forward. How dare you? Zion was out this game.
Ridiculous.
Who else was going to start at power forward? Q? What the hell wrong with
an
you?
actual power forward?
He is a power forward. He's 6'5", but he could do it. Zion's short, so we need a backup power forward that's short too.
Oh my goodness.
That's how it worked, man. Are you acting like you new to this or something, bro? We've been doing this for a long time, bro.
Oh.
You thought it was over with when we got rid of Etwan Moore? No, we have to have a position where we're severely undersized. That is the Pelicans' way, Q. You need to get it through your head.
Oh my goodness. I thought we was done with that. Why are we revisiting this?
That is part of our culture.
Oh my goodness. No.
Stan Van Gundy came in to reinforce that. He ain't coming to change it. He came in to reinforce it.
It is the Elvin Gentry
had
way.
Etwan Moore. Stan Van Gundy got Josh Hart. You can't lie, bro. It is an upgrade over Etwan Moore. Gotta give him that much.
It is, but I'm saying when you have guys that sit on your bench that's 6'11", 7 feet tall, I mean, you can't actually use Willie Hernan Gomez if you choose to at the 4 position in spurts of the game. His size is an asset. He has passing ability. He has active hands, and he scores around the basket. I mean, he's a guy that you can use in the 4 capacity. I mean, his size is a bonus. He helps to detour shots. He's not a great shot blocker, but you can use him at the 4 at times when you need to, just as opposed to didn't let Josh. You know how effective Josh would be if he was actually playing at the 2 or 3? Think about that.
We have to play 1 in and 4 out. That is the only way you can do it.
You're right. Absolutely. You get no argument.
You can't do it no other way. It has to be 1 in and 4 out. All right.
Yes, sir.
So
I got it.
We're not going to play 2 centers. Well, I don't give a damn. If he was AD, he would be benched on his team because we have to have a power forward that's 6'5", okay?
I got
Get that through your head, bro.
I've got it.
Understand.
Yes, sir. I got it.
All right. Now back to 43. We talked about this yesterday when we talked about playing the Heat and what they needed to do to be able to beat the Heat. And let me tell you, they halfway did one of them. I think they did okay guarding the perimeter. But they did not do anything to stop Jimmy Butler. He got what he wanted when he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not get the memo on, maybe doing what you did to beat the best team in the league. When you shot 11 3-pointers.
Once again.
You made 6 of them, but you didn't get 3 happy. If it come to you, it come to you. But when we get down, we're not going to get back in the game by shooting threes, man. You get back in the game with making stops. And I don't know why. When I watch our team, I just think they think if they can get, hit like 3 or 4 threes in a row or something, they're just going to miraculously get back in the game. And I mean, you get back in the game with a mentality and a urgency and just a fight with everything you're doing. And I really feel like they took 43 3-pointers because, to be honest, man, they got down by about 17 points very early. It was like the first quarter. First quarter was horrendous. They started off just as horrendous, well, worse than they did yesterday, honestly, against Chicago. And
Yep.
from that point, they thought maybe if they could shoot some threes, get them back in it. And Stan Van Gundy, and he tried a little bit of everything, to be honest, Q. I mean, I told you he had those guys out there. Didn't play Willie Herman Gomez. I mean, that'd have been a nice one to play Billy. I mean, that'd have been smart, like you're saying. But again, I don't think it changes the outcome the way our guys played tonight. I don't think they were prepared to be without Zion, and maybe this caught everybody by surprise because I just feel like this was a call from up top to have him show ready for the All-Star game, and maybe it caught everybody by surprise. But they definitely looked unprepared. They were discombobulated out there, and it's showing me that, man, is Zion's really that good, and the roster around him doesn't fit correctly without him, or does it work correctly with him? Like it's a lot of question marks after watching tonight because the Heat's a good team, but I didn't expect us to. We were dominated. I mean, the same way we were dominated yesterday. Like it's just like the whole game. It was never this thing like where you felt they have a chance. Every time we make a run or score, they just go down and they set and get what they want. Way too many open layups and dunks. You know what I'm saying? It was embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? It's on national TV. They did fight. I say that. We had some fight, but I never felt like we could win this game. Not at any point watching it.
Yeah, there was no energy in that for me either, man. Especially when it got late on in the game, I felt that he had a chance to pull within close. I just felt it. They just wasn't exhibiting that at all on the court. And really, this was the game where Bi was supposed to go off, man. And of course I knew they were doubling him, but
He started off right.
He got cooking, and then later on, it was the adjustments Spoelstra must have made because you look at what you go over side of Jimmy Butler, which we'll take a look at his statistics. Jimmy Butler was the star. He was the straw that stirred the drink for the Heat tonight. He did it, not only scoring, but he facilitated to get people involved to help them as well. And it wasn't a great effort by Miami. They were still kind of sloppy at certain aspects. But the guys that needed to play played. And if I tell you what, if Ingram would have turned in a 29-30 game effort, they would have beat the Heat tonight. That's one of the games. See, and this is the thing. Maybe he's not learning as much as he need to have learned from Kobe Bryant because this was the game. This if we would say that BI is Shaq and Shaq was hurt and he was hurt tonight, Kobe would have went the hell off on this game while he was out.
If Zion was
right, Zion was
Shaq,
Shaq, right, and Bi, of course, is his mentor. If that was indeed the case, then Kobe would have went the hell off. He would have went and he would have went off and he would have been getting to the line because tonight he only went to the line 3 times. He would have been attacking with reckless abandon. He would have put the team on his back, is what I'm saying, and that was lacking tonight. Let's go over the individual statistics. 17 points for Brandon Ingram tonight in 32 minutes.
That's a great point, bro.
And that's the point, though, DC, because I'm paying you $158 million, bro. That's the contract.
You just want to see that urgency, man. I know what
exactly.
you're saying. You want to see that fight.
That's that
star urgency
quality.
And just that will to win. Like,
right.
Even if we lose, like, look, I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna leave it all on the floor.
Right. DC,
and, I think Bi has that, but he don't bring it every night like that.
That's the issue.
And he can't.
Especially tonight.
I think he contributes that to scoring. That's what I think he's got to learn. It's not. He does it at times, scoring, but it's like, nah, that type of mentality, it's with everything. Like they just lay it on the line. Like I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to win. Like we saw Jackson Hayes do in the Bulls game. Like just complete energy and effort with everything you're doing. You know what I'm saying? All the time. And it's a mentality. It's also conditioning and it's a habit, Q. It's a habit. And I think he's working to build those habits. I honestly do.
Superstars You got to take the shot. He's the offense is flowing through Brandon Ingram. If the shot's not falling from downtown, he took 5 of them, hit 2 of them tonight. He was 6 of 12 from the field, 12 field goals in 32 minutes from Brandon Ingram is unacceptable. 17 points in the matchup tonight is unacceptable. That he has to turn it on. This should have been a 28, 30, 33-point game for Brandon Ingram. He should have went the hell off. He knows that even if he left it on the court tonight, they have an extended break. They don't come back. The Pelicans don't come back to play until the 11th of this month. So if you have every reason to leave it all on the court. We're not going into the All-Star break with a loss. I'm gonna put the team on my shoulders, and we're gonna carry him to victory. That was not present in his body language, and of course, it did not translate through the rest of the team. Ingram has to carry. He wants the money. This is a part of having the money. You must handle business. And like Hunden said, and you said this early in the show, is that he wants to take all the shots when old Zion not around, but all of a sudden he quiet as a church mouse in the matchup when he disappeared. So you can't have it both ways. You want it then, you got to have it now. He certainly didn't do it tonight, and it was a disappointment to see him not be more aggressive in the second half of the game, to shoulder this game. Let's go over the statistics. 17 points, 32 minutes, 6 of 12 from the field, not enough. 2 of 5 from downtown. He was perfect from the free throw line, 3 for 3. He finished with 9 assists and 5 rebounds, almost a double-double. He had a block and a couple of steals in the game, but that's good numbers, a number total for a guy like Eric Bledsoe, or even if Alonzo had 17 points, that's a good total, but not for Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram should be scoring a lot more than that, especially if Zion's not there. 15 points for Steven Adams. He was the second highest scorer in the matchup in 25 minutes, 6 of 7 from the field. He was 3 of 7 from the free throw line. He need to get on the charity stripe and start hitting. He needs to take his drills, man, free throw drills for him. He missing way too many free throws. He got to get that stuff together. 15 points, 5 rebounds in 25 minutes for Steven Adams. And then 12 points for Josh Hart in 41 minutes of action. 12 points. He was 3 of 9 from the field. He was 1 of 7 from downtown. He finished with 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, and he also had 5 personal fouls. And by the way, see, that's the thing. 41 minutes of action for Josh Hart, man. Come on, bro. Come on.
He's an Iron Man, bro.
Come on. And then, of course, let's go to the rest of the bench guys. Lonzo, 31 minutes of action. He struggled mightily in this game. He was a disastrous 4 of 16 from the field. Horrible, ugly, ridiculous, terrible, trifling 2 for 11 from downtown. He finished with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. He had 3 turnovers. Man's plus minus was minus 17. And then, of course, you look at Chief Bleeding Sore. He had 9 points in 26 minutes, 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown. He finished with 9 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. Very minimal numbers from a starting point guard, but he played 26 minutes of action. And, of course, off the bench, 13 from NAWDC, 23 minutes of action. He got up 14 shots, 4 of 14 from the field, 3 of 7 from downtown. He got 13.
Somebody was watching Kobe.
13, right. He got 13 points. And that's something else, right. He got more shot attempts than Brandon Ingram. 13 points for him.
And we needed him to shoot like that, too.
Yes.
That's the honest truth. I actually think he played okay. I mean, obviously he was 4 of 14, so you want him to hit more. But a lot of times, like, he don't have a name that a lot of times he got fouled, to be honest, on a lot of those drives he had. He was missing layups and stuff, but they was fouling him. And, they're just not going to give him them type of calls. He ain't got that type of respect in the league. But I thought NAW played all right, though, even though, the stat line looked crazy. He was one of the guys that were a catalyst when we would try to make a push, Them 3 threes he hit, they all came at times where we were trying to get the game closer. And, it was within striking distance. So I respect what he did.
And his buddy, KLJ, back there with 11 points tonight as well. He finished with 11 in 17 minutes of action, 5 of 9 from the field. He was 1 of 4 from downtown, but finished with 11 points along with NAW's 13. These guys need to get minutes every night. Jackson Hayes in 21 minutes, he finished with 6 points and 8 rebounds. And Nicolo Melli, 23 minutes of action. He was a disastrous 0 for 5 from the field, and of course 0 for 4 totally from downtown, totally no confidence in the shot at all. He finished with 7 rebounds, 4 assists in the matchup. And of course, looking at the stanky, rotten Miami Heat club, Jimmy Butler was the be-all, do-all. He had 29 points in the game off 34 minutes of action. He was a blistering 10 of 14 from the field. He didn't need to shoot three-pointers. He was 8 of 9 from the free throw line. I mean, he was getting to the hoop. Why take a three-point? I get there anytime I want. 29 points.
When he did shoot it, he got an and one.
29.
He got a damn 4-point play.
29 points and 9 assists for him on double-double. He's facilitating. Kelly Olynyk, almost a triple-double on the Pelicans. He had 18 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. That's ridiculous. And then 13 from Nunn. He finished with 13 off the bench from Goran Dragic. 10 from Iguodala, 8 from Precious Achiuwa as well. So with that being said, DC, take a look at the individual statistics. And I know you spoke about NAW, KLJ, and a few of those guys, but, speak to more about Ingram and his lack of drive and superstar, mentality in this matchup to carry the team on his shoulders.
Well, I wouldn't say he has a lack of drive. I wouldn't go that far.
I'm going to go that far. In this game, he did. He didn't have a lack of drive thing.
Listen. Ingram played, and he came out, man, and the Heat, that was their thing. They wasn't going to let him beat them. He tried to make the right play, and which is why he wound up with 9 assists. They wanted to get the ball out of his hands. But, like you said, yeah, I heard you sound like a hot iron over there. But when the going get tough, man, the tough get going. So, I mean, yeah, they doubling you.
Say that again.
When the going get tough, the tough get going, man. Yeah, they doubling you, but I mean,
when the going get tough, the tough get going. So did Ingram get going?
Right. He got it going at spurts, and he just kind of deferred to his teammates. I think he really thought that, he wanted to get everybody involved because, to be honest, to beat the Heat without Zion, we got to have all hands on deck. But I just can't stomach seeing B.I. only take 12 shots on any night. I want his numbers. I want him to at least take 18. Even with Zion out there, I want you to take like 18 shots, 17, 18, somewhere around there.
Can I stop you for a second and ask you a question? Man, can I stop you and ask you a question? When did it ever get to a point when I would expect that Brandon Ingram would be paying you to sit up here on the Pelican post-game report and make excuses for him, DC? How much is them checks?
I ain't make no excuses for that man, bro. And he ain't give me no checks. So you need to slide some of that bread over there because I'm being respectful.
You telling me that when the going get game, man. You just said when the going get tough,
the tough get going.
When he get going for the exit? Because he ain't doing a damn thing. He's somebody deferred. DC, he's supposed to put the team on his shoulders. I gave you an opportunity to explain that portion of the game.
He was supposed to put the team on his shoulders, man. But what I seen tonight, especially with the unit he played with, our starting unit tonight was trash.
Well, who rolled them out there?
No type of chemistry. They was discombobulated, man. I really would have liked to see B.I. with NAW, KLJ, Jackson Hayes, and Josh Hart. I mean, I wish that could have been a starting unit. Maybe we would have got something better going.
All right, stop being nice.
Those are the guys that I'm not being nice,
but
I'm just saying those are the guys that
Stop being nice to Brandon Ingram and tell him the truth.
I'm not being nice to Brandon Ingram, man. I watched the goddamn game. He should have took more shots. He should have been more aggressive. I'm not letting him off the hook for that. But what Miami was out there doing, they was, we're not gonna let you beat us. And to be honest, I mean, yeah, they had spots where they didn't double him, and he could have got more shots up. They was trying to find the right shot and doing what they've been doing. They was playing as if Zion was still out there, in my opinion. Kind of passing the ball around and trying to find an open shot, like we gonna have that same type of space that we had when the whole world is zooming in on Zion. And that ain't what we had going on. We had to have a different dynamic to our offense and kind of create things. Lonzo Ball, in my opinion, horrible numbers, but I understood what he was trying to do. He came out aggressive, taking shots, just trying to get the team going because Zion ain't here. So we got to go about this a different way. And BI never got the memo to me. It was just kind of playing like how he normally plays. He didn't play as if Zion wasn't here, which means, some of them shots we've been telling you not to force. And come on, man, don't do that. This is the night to do it because you ain't going to get no great looks tonight, or at least not until you really dictate the defense and really scare the hell out of them and create wide open shots for other people, which he did create some open shots for other people, or else he wouldn't have had 9 assists. But he definitely need to be more aggressive.
All right. Well, very interesting, DC. I appreciate your take.
I only got one other person I'm gonna talk about, bro. I ain't talking about nobody else, bro. That's how disgusted I was with this game. We talked about this stats. I already butted in when you was going over the stats. Say something about NAW. KLJ, man. This has been like what it's been, maybe 5-6 games, about 6 games since the last time we seen him, right, Q?
Oh man, it's about that long. It's been a minute.
And he came out there, took his first 2 shots, was rusty, but I like what I seen offensively from him. Obviously, still needed a little work, but very impressive. Man, some of them floaters, his floater game is crazy, bro. He was hitting them floaters. He had like 3 or 4 people right there in front of us still hitting it in their face. Like, man, we could have something with KLJ, bro. And I think Van Gundy got to find a way to extend his 9-man rotation. Maybe he can write a petition to the league and see if they actually let him play 5 guys off the bench, at least sometimes, because KLJ needs to gain his trust, man, and get into that rotation, man. I mean, the dude's talented. As you've seen tonight, he played 17 minutes. He got 11 points, and them points came in spurts, man. He's starting to look like a guy that could get you some points real quick, you know what I'm saying, off that bench and be a nice little spark plug. So that was positive. And seeing Hayes play decent, you know what I'm saying, didn't play with that same intensity as the night before, but he definitely was decent out there. I was happy to see him get some minutes. And other than that, man, the stats are irrelevant because, ain't nobody's stats really was great tonight from what we're accustomed to. We only scored 93 points, man. This was horrible. 15 points in the first quarter. Like, got the second quarter right, though, Q. They got the second quarter right finally.
Yeah.
They just failed in the fourth and the first quarter.
Yeah, you're right. They actually made that worse. So I guess that is a positive now that you mention it. But this was a tough one here.
That was part of what was in the game plan. We gotta have more intensity, energy, and effort in the second quarter, and we did that. But we just dropped the ball everywhere else.
Well, we're now in the break now, fam. We are now in the All-Star break officially. The Pelicans don't come back until
Thank God.
March the 11th. This will be a very long break for them to get rested, and perhaps Stan Van Gundy could work some things together and make it work. So we'll see how it shakes, man, at the end of the day. But 103-93, the Pelicans into the break on a 2-game slide just that quick after a big win over the Utah Jazz. So very just confusing season, man. You've seen some great wins by the Pelicans in the first half of the season. This time around, it's just amazing, man, to see how topsy-turvy the young Pelicans are, man. And you're thinking they're learning stuff, and then they're not learning. Up and down all around. And then a lot of it,
the goddamn seesaw.
Yeah, and then a lot of it is doesn't help when Stan Van Gundy is absolutely not knowing what he's doing. He's complaining about time restraints. He's constantly complaining about defense every game. Even when they win, he's complaining about defense. And and it's just, I really
Shoot,
don't know what to
The
say.
Heat, the Heat only scored 103 tonight, man. He still complained about defense.
I mean, I knew it was coming. I was like, you do it. How many? It's 30-something damn games we done covered thus far, and every last one game he comes with the same stuff.
It's almost like it's pre-recorded in his brain, bro. I bust out laughing when he said, offensively tonight, we played okay. We played good. We had some things we did good on offense. I was like, what game you was watching? What the hell are you talking about, Stan Van Gundy?
He just wanted to say something nice. That's what he wanted to do.
Stan said we played good on offense, bro, and the defense was horrible. And then he kind of caught himself, and he was like, but I liked our effort tonight. We had some – he thought about it, bro, because we play horrible on offense, Stan. What are you talking about, man? He was just so used to, beating them up on defense. And, I mean, Jimmy Butler went crazy, and Olynyk definitely hurt us. But I done seen the Pelicans play way worse than they played tonight defensively. And obviously they didn't play great or very good either. Hey, they gave up a lot of wide open stuff, man. I mean, the Heat was penetrating, bro, like off these pick and rolls, man. It's like they wouldn't have a person within 3 feet of them. Right. And then by the time they collapsed, they just kicked the ball out.
Yeah.
And they wide open.
Yep.
I'm like, man, this is bad.
Very bad.
But yeah, we got to get it together. Hopefully this week of rest and preparation, that's you said 11th, so that's a nice bit of change there, man. That'll give them some time. That'll give them a lot of time, honestly, to try to get some things together. And they definitely need the rest, man. Every time this team got a break and they come back off that little 2-day break, the Pelicans always look good, after 2 days of rest or so.
Right.
So I think that can change a lot of things, and hopefully we can get some continuity with this bench moving forward, man, because we got a bunch of eyeball pieces, but we definitely have talent. And if you just play the right guys and be willing to expand it out a little bit, then I think we can be a force to be reckoned with, man, once we come back recharged, and hopefully with a little bit more defensive understanding and mindset. I'm sure they'll have a practice or two finally. I don't know when the last time they had a practice, but I'm sure they'll get one in. And hopefully things start to look up and up. And who knows, once they start lifting some of these COVID restrictions like they did in Texas. And
everybody running to Texas now.
Maybe things will change in Louisiana too, and that'll change some things up for us, or how we're able to prepare, and those COVID tests that the players seem to love so much.
Well, I mean, that's the subject of another show for another day. So, but anyway, Pelicans tonight, like the title says, Zionless Pelicans cooked by the Heat, 103-93 tonight. So they definitely get that.
That's about right.
Right. So we're gonna dirk out on that one, family. We don't have a preview today. We'll save that, going into the All-Star break. But at some point in the next few days,
are we not previewing the All-Star game?
We're gonna we'll talk about some of that stuff on another show, but we'll be doing a special recap of the first half season show. We'll be coming up with that real soon. We'll figure that out and get that to the rest of the family members as we'll do a recap of the first half of the season as the Pelicans, man. My goodness, man, it's just hard to fathom, it going forward. But maybe this break will help. We're going into the break at 15-21. There is a lot of work to be done. 15-21. My goodness, you 7 games underneath 500 now? No, 6. So with that being said,
6.
My goodness, man, my goodness, not that bad. It's not as bad as you would think, it is, but. We got to come out this break.
Worse.
It could be worse. We got to come out of this break smoking. We got to figure some stuff out. We got to put it together. We got to string some wins together if we're going to want to be competitive, because that second half of the schedule is no joke. And we got to be ready. We can't be giving up, losing to teams. We know this was a perfect opportunity tonight to beat the Miami Heat club without Bam Adebayo running around up in there. You let Kelly Olynyk do his Bam Adebayo oppression on you. You cannot let that happen. You know, we have to beat these teams. We have to beat the Chicago Bulls. We have to beat the Miami Heat's team, these type of clubs, if we want an opportunity to play in the postseason. So, man, we got to get this stuff together, man, and hopefully we'll get it going. But DC, I'm gonna leave you with the parting shots before I give a shout out to all the family members in the Pale Chat.
Yeah, it's nice to take a few shots because we got shot the hell up tonight, bro. And the last game too, we got charged hard and hot by the Bulls and the Heat. You know, hopefully, Big Q, this is the last time we have this taste of disgust and embarrassment in our mouth of losing the way we've been losing.
Yeah.
It's okay sometimes to lose,
Right.
but I don't think anybody who follows a team or you got love for your team want to see them lose the way we've been losing. We can't continue to do this with a guy like Stan Van Gundy and the pedigree that he has. You expect more. You expect more, and you got that trade deadline coming up. Zion not playing tonight. Also, I wonder if I know I joke around the league getting them ready for the All-Star. I wonder if it's a play from our organization too, after them laying the egg against the Bulls and just kind of wanting to shake it up and see how guys respond and kind of getting evaluations on players on who they may be trying to ship. Because I fail to believe with the way we're playing that we don't pull out, even if it's a trade for just somebody on the bench, that we move out of here. I think somebody's going. I mean, the up and down, the non-consistency, we got to do something. Even if we just get rid of a pick and get somebody in here. We sent William Gable to the G League. That's another spot. We haven't filled that spot or activated anybody from our G League team. I was wondering if we're going to activate maybe Nigel Marshall. But maybe we're trying to pull off a trade to get somebody. Perhaps an actual backup small forward or power forward. Or maybe a guy that can play both. That's bigger than 6'5". So we can actually utilize Josh Hart the way he should be. And maybe we're adding a pick in and maybe sending a guy like Eric Bledsoe out. Maybe that's another reason we can't seem to get him out of the starting lineup. They're hoping he plays up to the potential that he could. So he looks a lot better, and we can get him out of here finally. Who knows? But a lot of changes coming. It's definitely going to be different. I don't anticipate us going through the same quite topsy-turviness that we've been going through. But I'm so ready for the second half of the season. Glad we made it. Definitely wasn't as good as I really was hoping we could be about 500 at least. We're only 5 games away from that, so isn't the best. Not completely happy with it. But I am well aware, especially after what the hell we dealt with last season, that it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it's a lot more pluses than minuses. I'm just happy that the team finally gonna get an extended period of rest to kind of help them seek this thing together, and hopefully they can patch whatever needs to be patched, simplify what needs to be simplified. Of course, bring maybe a player or two on the team, and I wouldn't be mad if they shipped Eric Bledsoe. I wasn't really crazy about Bleeding So being here. I wanted to keep George Hill, and I know Hill is hurt. But he was a better fit contract-wise and skill-wise for this team. But I've seen the reports of the Clippers interested in possibly getting him back. And, who knows, man. We'll see how it all shakes on the other side of the break. Even though people anticipate trades, they're saying nothing really blockbuster, to say the least. But the Pelicans don't really need a blockbuster trade to be, to get some help. Now, I would love to see Bradley Beal pop up here in it, or even C.J. McCullough once if he's healthy enough during that period of time. And, any game changer, but you got to give up a game changer for a game changer. They ain't going to just relinquish them. And, of course, the Pelicans played it really kind of foolishly, in my opinion. They drafted 4 people and then sent 3 people to other teams to help them win. And you need that depth. So Very curious movements, but it's still not done. Pelicans 6 games under 500. Again, March 11th is the next game, and we're going to just have to watch it. But we'll be back on another show later on, family members, and we'll come back and we'll kind of go over the first half of the season and break it down and get you guys' thoughts on that as well. Let me get to the flock here and give some shout outs to the family members in the flock. Trey Joseph, big ups to you. GM Kev, Jonathan, Mr. Shav, big ups to you. KK504 and 404 Lady, big ups to you as well. Thank you for being here. Mr. 100, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the chat as well. All right, Christopher Matthews, go Pels to you as well. Good to see you in the chat. True Louisiana, what's up, fam? Good to see you in there. Tramal Keller, what's up, brother Tramal? Good to see you as well. Who else we got chiming in his thing here? Big Jedediah, what's up, fam? Big Jedediah in the building. Let's see who else we got there. State of the Pelicans, DJ, what's up, fam? All right, Dave James, what's up, Dave? Good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you for stopping by. T-Sam what's up, T-Sam? Good to see you in the chat as well. Appreciate you. What's up, Kenneth Barnes? Big ups to you. Go Pels to you. All right, Trail Hatch, what's up, brother Trail? Big ups to you, fam. Good to see you in the chat as well. All right, who else we got? I think I got everybody. If I didn't, give me a Go Pels, and I'll make sure I get you on the next one. All right, who else we got? I think I gave a shout out to Josh. And let's see, Jay Black. Jay Black, big ups to you as well. All right, who else we got? Right, I think that's everybody. If I ain't get you, give me a Go Pels, and I'll make sure I get you the next time around. I think that's everybody. All right, okay. All right, I think that's everybody. Oh, no, Jonathan. I think I got Jonathan. If I ain't said Jonathan, Mr. Shav, a Go Pels to you as well. So big ups to the entire flock out there. Thank y'all for joining us on this late edition of the Pelican Post-Game Report. And as always, man, as we get ready to chime out on this thing, like I said, if they talk about your Pelicans, you tell their ass in a New York accent.
Get the fuck out of here!
And
go fuck yourself! Fuck y'all!
That's what you tell them. And if you tell them that angrily and upsetness, they'll damn sure back up off you with big old eyes about the size of basketball. We know not to talk about this guy's team no more.
Hold up, Big Q. At the end, when they looking at you after you said that, just go. Ah!
Or any bird sound would do. Just go Cole Brown.
Hit him with the bird, man.
Hit him with just Cole Brown ass, like Cole making all the bird sounds. Just do it. Any bird sound will work as long as they know what you're talking about. Even do it with your hands, you know.
Get the fuck out of here!
All right, y'all. We're going to see y'all later, man. Y'all have a good night. DC, good show, my friend.
All right, family.
Later, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Always a good time with you, brother.
All right, peace out. Y'all be good. Go Pels, and we'll see y'all later, man. Peace.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Pelicans Post-Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.